Hello, 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 and welcome to the 48th episode of the Collective Spotlight. Can't believe we are doing this still for 48 episodes. Feels crazy. Today I have a really awesome guest. Not only is he a comic writer, comic creator, he is now currently running, co-publishing Scoot Comics. It is Richard Rivera. Richard, how are you doing today?
Great. How's it going there?
Awesome, man. I can't complain. A day away from New Comic Book Day. And there's a ton of great Scout and Scoot books in the store, including Claire and the Dragons.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That's the newest one. And what I didn't realize about this, actually, we'll jump right into it. This book needed a translation. So does that mean this book was originally in, I believe, Portuguese?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Wonder lives in Brazil. And it's a fantastic story. Claire and the Dragons is about a girl that's a little bit of a loner, and she becomes friends with the crazy hermit lives in a cave because he is the guardian. He is going to stop the dragons when they ever come back. He is the guardian to stop the dragons, and everybody just thinks he's a crazy kook because, of course, there have been no dragons. So what is he talking about? So he befriends Claire and begins training her how to use like a fighting stick, a staff, and a few other things. And what she doesn't realize is that her friend is actually training her to take his place because he's getting very old. So this young teenager is going to be, should the dragons ever come back, and the title will give you a clue, she is what's standing between the dragons and the village.
And what I love about the book, as I was able to flip through it today, getting it a day early and everything, obviously it's a kid's book, and you have it at that awesome Scoot price of $1.99. But as I flip through it, I could totally see this being something that adults and like D&D players and adventurers would also love. Is that kind of the case? I know with a lot of your books it is, but I feel especially true with this one. Yeah,
it is, and to kind of hit what we mean by all ages is all ages. Not targeted for just kids, certainly a safe zone and something that they should be able to enjoy. My birds here are choosing this time to kind of interact with one another.
They're singing beautifully.
Yes. But we want the adults who either read it with them or get it for them to also be able to enjoy it. And a lot of the stories, as with so many classic children's stories, can be enjoyed either, on one level by the kids and by another level for the adults. Ideally, so many of our books, we would like it to be something you purchase. Maybe you purchase when you're a child, but you read it later as you're maturing, and then you eventually want to read it with your kids. And they're not normally this chatty, but they are super chatty right now.
They love you. They know that this is your time to shine, and they want to give dad some appreciation, right?
Yeah, I guess so. But anyway, we're super excited about Scoot. We announced, I guess, late last year, and Scout already had a couple of titles that would have, that we folded into Scoot. Yeah. Such as Little Guardians and
Adventures of Byron as well, right?
Yep, Adventures of Byron, and then we've also got Sabretooth Dan.
And weren't you guys moving? Is Princess Revolution moving over to Scoot? Or I know that was
no, that's not. But also, while I'm plugging all the great Scoot books, which I will be doing, I wanted to also touch base on Lifeformed. That's also in previews right now. I'm working with that creative team, and Lifeformed is a very personal tale of an alien invasion. Not to give away too much, but it just kind of starts the story. But there's an alien invasion. We start the story with a single dad and his daughter, and the alien invasion happens, and dad suffers the fate of many comic book parents. But an alien takes his form and actually befriends her, and it's kind of a question: what does it mean to be human? And if they will not stop, we might, since we're mobile here, we might an active move. Nope. Okay. Let's try. Let's try. I don't believe they were talking until we were talking, were they?
They want to be a part of the conversation, Rich. I don't blame them.
I don't either. But let me. I'm going to try to move you along here, and just get a little bit out of their range, maybe.
I got it.
Welcome to my kitchen.
Oh, look at that. That's a beautiful kitchen. That's a Scoot kitchen right there.
I believe we are now a little more out of their range. I can hear them. But are they not as distracting on the?
Yeah, they're quieter. Yeah. Okay.
Good. But yeah, I mean, we have so many great titles coming out with Scoot. We just had Misadventurers drop, and that was a really fun series. Yeah, I mean, Joseph A. Michael and Nick Torres have done an incredible job on that.
This is an awesome book. This is actually, other than Soulstream, I think this has been our second most successful Scoop book, because I think a lot of the kids have actually told us it reminds them very much of like Steven Universe or those Disney XD and Cartoon Network shows. Mm-hmm. And that's been flying off the show. And actually, what you're talking about things in previews, and we have Matt Knowles in the comments, who is going to make his Scoot debut with you guys on Scoot Frontiers, correct?
Right. Yeah, we've got Scoot Frontiers. Just to give you a very quick rundown, and yeah, I will be using Cliff Notes here because there's so much going on. But we've got Super Cats, we've got Misfits Clubhouse, we've got Soulstream, Bandit, The Adventures of Byron, Cat Dad and Supermom, Wild Bull and Chipper, Carmen Courageous, Singy and Timbo, and that doesn't even count all the puzzle pages, the coloring pages. Every story has an activity associated with it. And the activities, for the most part, are a direct tie-in to the story you just read. Not like a quiz or a test, but just something that revisits some of that. So yeah, Matt and Steph have contributed Misfits Clubhouse, and we're looking forward to that. We're also looking forward to a one-shot early next year featuring Misfits Clubhouse. So both Misfits Clubhouse and Carmen Courageous are making their comic book debuts in Scoot Frontiers #1. So, when the movies are made, collectors, you're going to want to have a couple of copies of these.
See, and we got Steph in the comments now too. That was a great segue, because now we got them both. Matt and Steph actually will likely be in the store signing. Actually, we're working on getting all three of you guys to sign when that book comes out, because and hopefully get Bobby Gregory down as well, because he will be, Cat Dad and Supermom will be in there too. Yeah. One thing I wanted to ask you, Rich, and I'm really excited to have you on the show, because you have a lot of great creators within Scoot, a lot of great titles. But one of the ones that has gotten the most praise overall is Soulstream, not just because of its content, but because the creator herself, we've had Seda on the show. She started the book, I believe, at 13 or 14 years old. She finished it. She lettered it. She did it all. And people are amazed by this. How do you go about finding the talent and the stories that you want for Scoot books?
Well, Scout had already scouted Sato when I came on board, but basically we do get submissions all the time, and we kind of look through those submissions. You get a lot of great works. It's not always exactly a fit for what we're doing, but we definitely try to select the best of the best, and those that will fit our overall mission, which is we want kids to be challenged. We want it to be fun. We want to open their minds up to new adventures, and we want it to be a safe place that parents can feel very comfortable, about making purchases. And for stores, like I've said before, I think it goes hand in hand, as far as consumer and store friendly at the same time, because everything we make is evergreen. Yeah. And there's not stuff destined for the back issue bins. It's either a one shot, which is self-contained and you don't need, there's no barrier to entry. If you pick up Cat Dad and Supermom, you can enjoy Cat Dad and Supermom in that story. If you pick up the next volume and it's a different story, it's not going to tie directly into the previous story. So you can just, you can absolutely pick up another story and enjoy that one. So we've got, those of course, or the one shots are $3.99 like regular comics there.
Mm-hmm.
But we do take the hit on the number ones that tie into our nonstop titles, where it's $1.99, which I think you've expressed that the collective has had a great time with that as well, where people can buy a couple of different books for the same price as one.
Well, there's so many, and we've applauded Scout many times, but I'd love to officially applaud Scoot as well, because I think it's genius, because it's easier on the parents' pocket. Most kids that are picking these books up clearly don't have a job just yet. They're not quite ready for the workforce. So, the parents have to make that financial decision, and $1.99 is so much easier than $3.99. Mm-hmm. And another thing that it does, and I was actually going to jump on it, the very next thing. So you guys do the VHS variants, which are essentially like, let's call them 1 in 10s or whatnot. But we are allowed to put a little bit more markup on them, and people do like them because they're collectible. But when we get a little bit extra from that, it allows us to then have a small stack of these that can be giveaways in packages, like free comic book day and things like that, which is always anything that we can help get kids into comics. If the parents are out here buying all the latest X-Men and I can hand them, a Misadventures, that's changing the world for a child. And that's why I really like to applaud what you guys are doing, because not only are you guys doing these titles, you're doing a decently good publication schedule as well, because there's a lot of people doing all ages titles, but you might see one every 3 months. You guys have a new title every month, I believe, right? Is that how the schedule is?
Yeah, there's something every month, if not two somethings.
Yep.
Like in August, we have Action Tank, which that's Mike Berry, and that. Oh, I haven't seen that as the ad yet. I mean, I put it on there, but I haven't seen it. Oh, that's great. That I'll say that's one of those submissions that I'll remember forever, because I got the submission early on, and time being what it is, a lot of things you only have so much time right then when you sit down with something. Well, I sat down with that and went through over 200 pages of the 2 volumes without stopping.
Wow.
It got me, and it's really great. I mean, it's like, he likes to describe it as Where the Wild Things Are meets Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So it's awesome. All our books are awesome, I think. We've got the trades will be rolling out. Speaking of Soulstream, yes, the Mapmaker.
Mapmaker, we have Unicorn.
You're kind of hitting all the ones that, our trades are coming out. We've got Unicorn. Soulstream will be out in September. We've got Singy and Timbo coming out.
And Loot. And Loot, is that one coming out soon in trade?
Loot is still a little ways off.
Okay.
And then we're going to have Action Tank will wrap it up in December as far as the trades that are being released. So look for the Mapmaker in November, and maybe Loot somewhere around that time as well. But we've been really blessed with all the great talent that has come our way, and we definitely maintain that monthly presence in Diamond, because Diamond was nice enough to, if you notice, there's a Scout / or dash Scoot subcategory.
Yeah, and I noticed when we do our orders, Scout and Scoot comic, like it's right under it, but it is its own line, which I think is the best way to, me and you and David Byrne, we have a close relationship, but I know a lot of other stores are just ordering based on, oh yeah, I know Scout and this and that. So I think that helps you guys, because then you guys have your own line. They know these are all the all ages books being put out by Scout. I honestly think how you guys have handled creating a new imprint amazingly, because Scoot is its own thing while still being very much attached to Scout. And I think that cohesion is very big on what you guys are doing.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we've, Scout overall, the it is creator run as well. You know, all the titles are creator owned, but really, you know, we're all creators as well. And so we respect the work they've done. We've been there too. You know, most of us have hit the convention circuit and you know, published our own titles as well. So we've got that experience. We have a lot in common with our creators, and so, you know, we take it very seriously. It's an honor to be able to help them, you know, take their get a wider audience and to take their books to the next level as well. So,
and I wanted to mention, because some of our viewers might know the name Richard Rivera from a Scout title called Stabbity Bunny. But I showed it off. But you did also go ahead and write Wild Bull and Chipper for Scoot.
yes.
Can you talk about Wild Bull and Chipper? I know you meant. Now the dog's excited.
I am going to excuse myself for 1 second because that's not going to stop.
You're good. But yeah, so we actually had Richard in the store signing for Wild Bull and Chipper about 2 months ago, maybe. So we have a couple signed copies in the store, but this is actually Rich's introduction into this. And I forgot to bring one up, but Rich also did a create a comic for Scout or Scoot, and he is the narrator in that. So we actually have some people that like coloring their own books, and they've colored their own version. Actually, Rich looks literally like that in the cover in the first page of that book.
Yes, that's true. That's true. I might even have one around here somewhere. I don't know. Let's see. Yes.
There he is. That's the man himself.
But yeah, when you the create a comic, the first part of it, they color the story. The next part, we talk about words and letters and kind of what a letterer does and versus the writer, and also they can fill in those word balloons. And in the very last one, we've got blank spaces left where the hero is, and the word balloons still indicate where he is, and the child or adult can take the time to have their own hero in there, whether it's a potted petunia or a stick figure of mom or dad or whoever they want to plug into that hero role, because we do just call them the hero. So, so you know, keep it very generic there. But we're super excited because I do want to talk about, you know, Scoot Frontiers we already have, but this is something we hope is going to really be like our flagship title. Not only can we premiere titles, but we can also give titles like Adventures of Byron, and, you know, Chris Hamer, the great creator of that, he's got a lot of stuff, a lot of irons in the fire, and very talented. But, you know, maybe he can only get 1 or 2 issues out a year. Well, in the meantime, as the quarterly magazine comes out, we'll have new little shorts in there. So you can still get new material that's got Byron. Like Misfits Clubhouse, they're going to have a presence. They're a regular recurring feature, and they'll be in every quarterly magazine. And like I said, we're going to hope to collect those. Maybe look for something early next year is our plan. Collect those and also put a nice, substantial news story in there so that people can really enjoy that as well. But we've got Cat Down and Super Mom, and like I said, a couple of I didn't even think about that actually. There's actually 4 series premiering in Frontiers. Super Cats has never been.
Yeah, that's true.
Misfits Clubhouse, Bandit has never been in anything before other than, you know, independently published. And then like Carmen Courageous, which absolutely has never been anywhere before. This is being created for Scout now. So there's a lot of great stuff in there. It's really fun. We have, you know, everything from word finds to also the puzzles are various levels as well, because
and I love the puzzles. I love that an actual activity book, not just a coloring book, but a true to form activity book. I think, you know, crossword puzzles and things like that are really, and even mazes. People, you know, think that that's such a simple thing, but those are really great things for kids, especially, let's say I've had people buy multiple copies of the Create a Comic because they say it keeps their kid entertained when they're at a dinner or something like that, and they literally just take it out and they'll do the puzzle all over and everything like that, and they love it. So I'm really looking forward to what you guys do with the quarterly.
Yeah, well, I tell you too, like we want to be sure that everybody can, there are some that are a little harder, but the puzzles go all the way down to matching. There's 6. There's 2 orange, 2 yellow, and 2 blue toy mice scattered on the page, and you draw a line from one to the other. So, and there's also a challenge level of that one where instead it's just like the little nip in their ear or their smile is different. But we want to make it to where, a 3 or 4-year-old could participate in the book as well.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I like how you, and everybody, there's a puzzle. In theory, the family can participate in the whole book because you could have the 3-year-old do this one, the middle schooler can do this one, and a parent can help on the last one. And that's awesome. Yeah. You talked about Chris and Adventures of Byron. If I'm not mistaken, there is an Adventures of Byron book on the as one of the irons in the fire. It's the rotisserie. Oh,
War of the Rotisserie, yes.
War of the Rotisserie.
That's been completed. There's just been some difficulties with printer timing, and then of course Diamond, whenever they process something. But War of the Rotisserie does exist, and please look for that. It's on its way. It's on its way.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Because I love Chris. Actually, I saw Chris. He might have been in vacation in the area, and he was at a local shop. And I said, "Oh man, next time stop by the Collective." And he's literally poked me. And he said, "Let's set up a signing." So we're hoping to have Chris, because I think he's maybe Georgia or one of the Carolinas, maybe. I think so. He's not far.
Georgia, yeah, Atlanta area, yeah. Absolutely. And Chris is multi-talented, so he doesn't just have when a writer comes to contribute, we can sign something, or I guess if you've got a blank greeting card, you want us to write something, a message. But Chris can do everything. Chris can draw, color. Even if he's brought his equipment with him, he can do a tattoo for you.
Yeah.
But
and it's funny. You said that Chris can do everything. I was looking at the credits. I'm playing the Dragons.
Yeah.
And I mean, literally creator, writer, artist, and almost everything else. There's a translation, there's an editor, and then there's you. That's the rest.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've got that Seda is the same.
Yep.
Chris is the same. Wander is the same. So, I mean, they have done everything other than, whatever interference we could put into play for them. But it's great. I mean, I feel like all of our titles, are quality titles, and that we're just consistently offering something every month that parents can pick up, that kids can enjoy. And it's not we love the big 2, etc. But if you want your child to think about, hey, maybe a little girl with a staff can make a difference in the village. You know what I mean? Or to maybe think about an unlikely pairing of a mouse and an elephant, both coming from very different points in their lives. And, and then 2, like Misfits Clubhouse, where they actually can relate more directly to some of the things that are going on there. I don't want to spoil their story, so I'm not going to say anything else, but Misfits Clubhouse is another, we're just really proud to be having Matt and Steph on board with that, and we can't wait to see where that goes as well.
And it's well deserved by Matt and Steph. Some of the hardest working guys, guy and gal in indie comics, because they have a Kickstarter every couple months, and they aren't just running a Kickstarter; they are promoting a Kickstarter. So I'm very happy to see their names in Diamond and in a book now and granted, they're killing it with their books. And I know you're out there at all the conventions with them in all your attire. I mean, you're in one of their books. But it's really nice to see Matt and Steph get their due diligence, and it's very nice to see another Florida creator get a Diamond book. That's really cool because, I mean, Rich, you're here from Florida too, and David Byrne from Stake, who will be here tomorrow, is from Florida. We have quite a crop of creators here, don't you say?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Ones who live in Florida now, and really some of us that were, I was born in Florida. So, I'm only probably 120 miles from where I was born. So, hopefully, I must love it here. But
the heat doesn't bother you, huh?
No, I mean, I'm pretty used to it by now. I've known nothing else. Speaking of heat, though, Christmas in July offers kind of a special there with Stanley the Snowman. Let's not forget about
how could I forget Stanley the Snowman? Yes,
Austin Janowski, and we've got some incredible stuff planned for August that I can't talk about yet. We've got so many things going on, but I will say that just another kind of hint at some of the projects we have in the works is that our range is our range normally is like 6 to 12-year-olds, but we have some books that will be coming out for 2 to 4-year-olds. Ones that have to, where you're actually just reading it to them, more like almost a picture book presentation.
Okay.
We've got something planned there that actually takes that will take children through the different stages, and that last stage we'll see them reading very simple comic books with just 2 to 3 panels per page.
Nice. Kind of something. So, like, are you guys looking at doing something kind of akin to like little golden books and board books and something like along that, like something that the kids can hold, but the parents read to them, kind of, sort of like that?
Well, let's just say very, very, very. It would fit right next to their Curious George and Where the Wild Things Are books.
Perfect.
Just like our trades, actually, which I don't think we mentioned. Our trades are Captain Underpants sized, etc. They'll fit right next to all the YAs. All the trades are just a little
just kind of digest size, not really digest size, but I know what you're saying. They're like
8.5 by 5.52, which. But anyway, if you pick up the YA book, then it's that size.
That's great. That's perfect.
Digest. Yeah.
I think people are going to love that. The kids are going to love that. Who cares what everybody else thinks? Right.
Well, I'll tell you, we do have a lot of coloring books coming as well. So we've got, there's just so much stuff going on. We hit the ground running, and we wanted to be sure that we didn't, like you're saying, and we're glad that it's obvious that we planned this out. We didn't put a book out and then maybe 4 months later think about one more book. Something comes out every month from Scoot, and everything is leading to the next thing. And the trades are coming out soon. As a matter of fact, those trades, like I said, are going to be just fantastic. Most of the trades, I think, there's an exception or two just because they're so huge, but most of the trades are like $14.99.
Nice. And that's why I'm excited, because the thing is, we've had a lot of requests for all of the Scoot titles, and that's from the kids, like, hey, my daughter, Soulstream being the most, and then everything else, hey, my kid really loved that book you handed us, when's the trade coming out? So we're excited. Usually you don't, because of the way the single comic market works, you don't have a lot of requests for the trade like that. That's not something that's necessarily special ordered a lot. But with the way you guys have presented Scoot, it's changed it, and we're getting all sorts of requests for those complete trades, those complete stories.
Fantastic. Well, we know we'll try to keep supplying great stores like yours with the materials that hopefully will really please the customers. And like I said, it's so important to us.
I actually, Rich, I wanted to ask you one thing before you get out of here too. So I just recently saw on the Retailer Direct, Scout's new thing, comic tags.
Yes,
which are very new, entirely new. They're introducing something new to the market as a whole. But could you see if these things become successful, something sort of like that with Scoot? Either Scoot just adding to the comic tags.
It's already happening. There will be Scoot comic tags, of course. Yes, absolutely. I think it's perfect for the kids, perfect for adult collectors as well, of course. But come on, you can have your plastic collector card of Claire and the Dragons, and there's going to be limited ones, and all kinds of opportunities for stores as well.
Yeah, and kids love putting little things that they're going to have on their backpack. So I think having something like that, kids will love it too. So I'm really excited. That's, I don't think if anybody went, I'm not going to say it's exclusive news, but you heard it here from Rich. There will be Scoot comic tags, maybe even for a state comic book. But Rich, thank you so much for coming on, man. We love talking Scoot. Claire and the Dragon's going to be the newest book out. If you're at any comic store, you'll have that. Some stores may have this awesome clamshell Disney VHS cover. Mm-hmm. And Rich, man, we can't wait I think we're going to try to have you here in August when Scoot Frontiers comes out with Matt and Steph. So I hope we can get that set up.
Well, I hope everybody listening will go to the collective and let them know that already huge order of Scoot Frontiers needs to be increased drastically, because you'll all be buying multiple copies for everyone in the family.
Yeah, and Matt will draw you a stick figure on it. I guarantee you.
I'll even draw a stick figure on there.
Yes. Thank you so much, Rich. Thanks for coming by, man. And we'll see you next time to come on here with some more Scoot updates, man.
Great. Well, thank you. And it's been great.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
So thank you very much to my guest, Richard Rivera. Scoot has really been knocking it out of the park. Check it out. Claire and the Dragons is the newest one. We'll have it in some people's subs here. We'll have them out on the shelves tomorrow morning. And don't forget to check out our comic auction that is going to go on here tomorrow, Wednesday at 5:30. One of Steven's biggest books. Not that book, but this book. Static Shock, 1 per store. Steven's putting it on the auction. It's going to be awesome. Check us out. And thank you to Richard Rivera. Y'all have a good day, and we'll